Hey y'all, Mr. Chalaki here. Real Housewives of Atlanta, another recap. I'm loving Angela. Angela is she's the one that you didn't think much of because we didn't know anything about Angela prior to the show, really, or at least I didn't. But she's definitely the one that's the most needed on this cast. There's something about Angela that gives you old school Real Housewives of Atlanta. She could have fit in with the Nene Charades, that group for sure. She's nostalgic. There's something nostalgic about her. I'm not trying to call her old, but I'm just saying she gets it and she's not fazed by any of this that's going on. And I just love that for her. So there was a scene between Britt and her husband. She's talking to her husband about Angela and how, the last meeting was when there was that Kelly's little outside luncheon thing. And, she had got into it with Angela because it was something that she started it. Britt has a nasty little attitude on her when she wants to be. And she likes to keep stuff going. I've noticed that about her. She don't like to let nothing go. She likes to keep the mess going. And it's quite annoying to watch. But we're going to see. We're going to see what it gives. I don't like to harp on people's bodies or nothing, but Britt's behind is it's not for her. It's too much. It's not proportioned. It's not. Anyway, so we're gonna move on. What else was we talking about? There was a scene between Angela and Drew. They were talking, having a Kiki session. Two Chicago girls. Drew looks great. This fashion looks wise. This is Drew's best season. She looks fantastic. She definitely don't look like what she's going through. And with that messy divorce, she met up with her lawyer. They had a court date, her and Ralph, and they each had their lawyers. There was a split scene. Apparently, Drew revealed that Ralph has had multiple lawyers, attorneys, whatever. This is his third one. And apparently, Ralph got what he wanted. The information that they have, the records are unsealed, meaning all their information is going to be out there. Drew's main concern, she said, was she was trying to protect the kids. She did not want the kids to know about the divorce, which is, I get it, but girl, you got to tell them eventually, and they know kids are not ignorant. They know what's tea. They know something's weird, something's going on between mommy and daddy. They can't put it into words, but they know something is off. Daddy's always in the basement. And it's just strange. So Ralph got to stay in the basement. He's jumping up and down for that. I don't understand. I wouldn't want that arrangement. If I was trying to get a divorce, I would not want to see my partner at all, or my soon-to-be divorced partner. I just wouldn't. I would probably, if it was their house, or I would just move out, or they can move out, or however it's arranged. But I just wouldn't want to still be there, just to say that I'm there, or just for the kids. Like I don't know. I would just find a way to get my own place as quick as possible, or move into family or friend's house for a couple of months until I could figure something out. I just wouldn't want to be bothered. But of course, still take care of my kids, but I don't need to be in the house to do that. But whatever. I don't know why Drew don't want the records or the business to be out there. I mean, I get it, but she says that she's worried about Ralph and his business getting out in the streets. Why do you care? Ralph has been accused of all kinds of things. All kinds of things have came out. So what's the point of hiding the rest of the stuff? Just let it all, whatever is revealed, let it be revealed. What I think it is something in the records that Drew don't want to be revealed about herself. She's just not saying that because I wouldn't care at this point. Let it all spill out. We get a divorce, whatever. Because Ralph is always going to talk against you, Drew. So what are you trying to protect him for? Or are you really protecting yourself? Girl, please. Let me see what else is going on. Drew and Britt had a hilarious scene. Drew asked her, did she give up the cat? And I don't mean a feline. Britt was just like, well, I did webcam back in the day. It was just me and a girl. We were, unclothed, and we were just talking, having a conversation. She said she got paid quite hefty for it. So there was no intercourse. There was no anything going on, Britt. Just stop lying, girl. Just admit that you was hot and fast back in the day. Whether you wanted to be famous or not, whether you did it because you was a freak or not, whether you just wanted to explore and just live life, whatever the reasoning, or you wanted money, whatever the reasoning was as to why you did it, you did it. And just admit it and move on. We don't care, child. But you just keep trying to want us to focus on the woman you are today. That's cool, but everybody has a past. Everybody done some stuff. So it's just like, well, girl, it's out now. Hello? What's the big deal about this? Kenya already done busted you and revealed. The stuff is already out there, but you still trying to come up with different reasons. And girl. So, yeah. Anyway. Let's see. What else is going on? There was not much to this episode when I really watched it. I thought it was a lot to talk about. It really wasn't. We could just get straight to Portia's Nashville, Tennessee. It's her birthday. Angela has revealed that she would like to invite Drew. Portia's not feeling it. She purposely did not invite Drew. Angela, you was wrong for that. You was messy, but this is what they do on these shows, so it's fine. It's entertaining for us. If I was Portia, I would definitely be a little bit mad about it. But Portia inviting all the girls except for Drew. You say you want to move on and you want to let it go and blah, blah, blah. Why not just invite the girl? Like, it's given... I understand, but it's giving unnecessary mean girl energy, Portia. This is not a good season for you, sis. Portia, I know you did not plan out for the season to be this way for you. I know you was just hoping to just tell your story about Simon and just have us to feel something for you in that regard. But this season has been flipped upside down for you, sister. And I just don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I gotta watch her YouTube video to see if she's revealed some tea or talked about whatever. And I may do a video on that later on. Possibly, if it's anything interesting, child. But Portia just be eating on her channel, child. What else is going on? Portia invited some of her friends, Monietta Shaw, everybody's friend. Y'all remember Monietta. The Ozaks, and it was Candy's friend. Now she's Portia's friend and Kenya's friend and everybody's friend. Aminat, the McClure twins' mom, and a couple of other people. Portia's sister Lauren came. It was cute. The room situation. This is season whatever of the Housewives, and we still fighting over rooms. It's still a thing on who's getting the best room. We so tired of that. We're too old. I just don't understand on these trips why everybody can't get the same kind of room at this point. Why? But I understand every house is different. And when you at an Airbnb, it's whatever the design of the house is, the design, whatever. I get that part. But yeah, I don't know. I would just opt to stay at resort spots because everything is the same, but whatever. Portia, of course, is her trip. She gets the best room. The second best room goes to Shamia. Portia didn't... She didn't make that call. Shamia made that call herself as Portia's best friend. She kind of forced herself into the room. And I was just like, it would have been interesting to see if Portia would have put Shamia in the second best room. So after that, they showed a room those were the two solo rooms with, I think, their own bathroom. And then they showed a bunk beds. And then the rest of the room was somewhere up in the attic with a bunch of beds around. Like they're in camp, or it looked like, or the Brady Bunch or something. I said, what is going on? Oh God. Anyway, so we get to a little table scene. I'm not even touching the remote. Hold on, what's going on? Okay, anyway. We get to a little table scene, and the ladies are sitting there talking. Angela arrived late. And she said, I would like to invite Drew. And Portia was like, how you going to like to invite somebody on my trip? And stuff. Portia was just irritated, child. Britt tried to start some stuff with Angela, but it was just like, girl, gone somewhere, child. The ladies go bull riding. They met up with everybody. We get to the final table scene. Portia's, irritated. She's trying to come at Angela in front of everybody. I didn't like that. Because, Portia, those are your friends, and they're here for you. They don't know Angela. And, they're not the kind of ladies that, like, unless tried personally, it seems they're not the kind of ladies that would jump down on Angela or whatever. But that could have happened because it's your people, it's your company. They could have very well been badging on Angela, and that wouldn't have been right. So I didn't like how Portia tried to turn the whole table against Angela in that moment and stuff, all because of Drew. And Drew, you still very bothered. I mean, Portia, you still very bothered about Dennis. But I don't necessarily blame you for that sense. But once again, you should be more mad at Dennis and disappointed at Dennis. Because I think Dennis would be doing it more out of spite than Drew. And Dennis even made an appearance on FaceTime with Drew when her sister was at the club. So I'm just like, clearly Dennis don't care what you say, Portia. So I think you should direct your anger more towards Dennis, really. And yeah. So what else is going on? Let's see. That was pretty much it. Portia and Angela had like a little exchange. But after that, we see on the next episode, Angela's gonna film Portia drunk and doing the things. And Portia drunk is something else, child. Portia drunk is bolo night. So I mean, once again, Portia is giving, I see why her and Britt Edie have linked up as sisters, as friends now, because they about to do the same thing. Allegedly. So we're going to see what next week gives. But Angela is definitely a heavy hitter on this season. She is. The new girls are bringing it. Not quite sure the point of Cynthia yet. We love Aunt Cint, but Cynthia, but whatever. I guess you need that personality on there. But anyway, with that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Eskins on Instagram and Twitter, at Eskins89 on Snapchat, Chesking on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App, PayPal, TikTok, and as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, darling.